Morning. Good morning. Today's Tuesday. I was going to say January again. July 7th. Ooh, sneeze maybe. Achoo! Excuse me. We're going to read from the Archangel Tarot by Doreen Virtue and Radleigh Valentine today. Hope you're well. Things have cooled off nicely here in Washington, D.C. I heard we were actually the hottest place on the planet, like Friday and Saturday. There's that. Makes sense. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, I hope you're well. These messages will post on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. This message is a message for the collective. However, something may really resonate with you. By all means, take what you like, leave the rest, or think about why you don't like stuff. And if something is bringing to mind, something that is here that you should share to somebody, directly message this to somebody. Like, share, subscribe. That's how the messages just get out to people who we don't even know who need them. Any interaction helps us. The Chariot, an important achievement, self-discipline and willpower, public recognition. Chariot is the seventh card in this particular deck. So harnessing 7 is the number of spirit, of higher wisdom, of reaching for things that are larger than ourselves. To harness head and heart, emotional and logical wisdom in order to get to the places we want to go, to conduct ourselves in the way we want. Archangel Metatron is represented on that card. Yeah, self-discipline is card of Cancer, by the way. Oh, here's another one, Justice, Archangel Regulus. So now we have a 7 and an 8, and these are both major arcana. So a couple of days ago, we had a lot of major arcana showing up on the table. Again, we do here as well with Archangel Regulus and the Justice card. Justice is not judgment. That's a different card. Justice is bringing things into balance. Is justice being served, justifying, correcting things, bringing in the balance that is needed, which can only be done when we are actually combining, both our emotion and our intellect. Both have to be part of the compassionate outlook that gives us the compassionate remove. The true remove with compassion, with love, and puts us into right balance with a right relationship with things. 8 is that's also, that typically 8 is usually the number of the strength card in typical tarot, but here it's actually justice. Because in order to maintain our commitments, our long-term commitments, part of Libra, long-term relationships, any type of long-term connection to anything. That's what that really means. It could be your job. It could be your artwork. Anything that requires perseverance, flexibility, growing through things. Those types of commitments, require constant, looking at things. Discussions, conversation, good communication. Working to have better communication. Wow, okay. So we have 3 cards that dropped out of my lap just now. King of Earth, which is the King of Pentacles in this deck. Strength, another. So again, This is actually you typically that 8th card. So the Archangel Ariel. So we have 3 archangels on the deck. We've got on the table. We've got Archangel Metatron, Archangel Raguel, and Archangel Ariel. 7 of Earth. This is also Pentacles. So we have 2 grounding cards in addition to 3 major arcana. Bottom of the deck, 2 of Earth. So again, this actually was at the bottom of the deck a couple of days ago, I think, actually. I didn't talk about it, but it was there. So again, looking at, coming at things with a playful manner, bringing in that balance. When you think about the scales, there are 2 scales, right? And so you're dealing with 2 things to kind of bring things into balance, 2 entities, two people, 2 aspects of something. There's in order to strike the balance and to provide that give and take. To do that again requires strength, requires courage, and sometimes it takes courage. It takes a lot of courage to put down the ego. Which is a necessary component of driving things forward in a steady manner. It can't just be, one aspect and, my way, this isn't my way. It can, there can be a my way or the highway kind of feel coming into things. That could be what's described here. But, bringing things into balance, taking that perspective, coming, that 30,000 foot perspective, coming out of a situation sometimes, really helps us stand back and really get just a different viewpoint. Coming at things from a different vantage point helps us have better sight. Typically, the Justice card has a blindfolded individual, again 2. So coming to that Page of Pentacles, it's not page, but 2 of Earth. That's at the bottom of the deck. Weighing things out, but in a loving and playful manner, doing things, stepping out of getting out of the drudge of something often helps us, again, just be more creative with what we're doing. How to have a more creative 7 of Earth. Yeah. How to create. This is a planting card. Seeds well planted, a temporary pause in action, unnecessary worry. So knowing that the seeds that you're planted, any type of creation process, which is represented by the Earth element, by Pentacles, is going, we've got the King of Earth here. This is somebody who knows that he has invested wisely. He can stand back and trust the process and enjoy life. This guy knows how to enjoy life, but we can't do that if we're sitting around worrying all the time and we're all tight and bound up. And because when we're then we're never going to strike the balance. We're going to be shaking all the time, and the thing's going to be like, swinging like a pendulum, but just like a pendulum, if you just let it go, it will find its way to middle. And it can take strength to stand back, to put down the things that we really think we've got to hold on to or worry to death in order for things to turn out okay. Worry never helped anybody. And worrying a thing is, just, again, it's not trusting. It's not trusting ourselves, right? These are all good questions. Like, this is the card of Cancer. Like, what are the things that are keeping us from driving forward in the way that we want in this time of Mercury retrograde? Let's take that look. Let's take these retrospectives. Let's put things down and rest in the knowledge that things are being taken care of. Sure, it's not happening maybe the way as fast as you wanted, or maybe even in the way that you wanted, but something is growing. Something is growing, and it's something that's great. Can we have the strength enough, the integrity? Let's come to integrity. What's the real amount of effort that you can literally put into something? What's true? What's real? What's true? Truth. Raguel comes in with that sword of truth. What's actually doable? What's merciful? This is mercy. What's the merciful action for everybody? And that's when we really start to manifest in the ways that we want. Drive things forward in a balanced way. Be able to ride the tiger. You can't ride a tiger if you're fretting. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. Like, share, subscribe. Like I said, get this message out to anybody who you think needs it by directly messaging. Again, this is for the collective. If there's something that you would like to discuss further, either direct message me on any of the platforms where it'll be posted for a deeper dive, or request your own private reading. I love you. Have a great day.